All right, so we're gonna get started in this deeper section of the lagoon. I wanna work this because I've been seeing shad coming through here. I can see them breaking on the surface. It's also November, and so the bass should be a little deeper. Now, I have seen earlier when I walked around the water body, I did see bass laying in shallow and still getting after those frogs and those creatures back there. And so I think we're gonna have some luck fishing both. I think that the deeper area is really gonna produce a little bit more, but we're gonna fish both of them for you today. And we're gonna start with these shad baits here, shad style baits. And so this is mimicking a shiner, but it's close enough. It's got that same profile, and we're gonna be casting that square bill crankbait as well in these deeper sections. We'll see how these do first. So with this shad style bait, this paddle tail swim bait, I'm just casting it out there. I'm trying to target areas that I think shad are gonna be in if I see any schools, and I'm just swimming it by them. I'm gonna let it drop down deeper if I wanna work the bottom, and then if I wanna just work the middle of the water column, I'm just reeling in right after I cast. And we're spacing out our casts and covering as much water as we can, targeting specifically this deeper area here. Just saw a fish jump right over there. We're gonna try it over there. You can see I'm spreading out kind of like clockwork here. If I see any action happening, I'm gonna cast towards that fish. I'm not gonna cast directly on top of them. I wanna get, you know, either across from them or to the side so that my bait runs through, but when the bait lands in the water, it doesn't spook them. Beautiful bass. That is beautiful. All right. Oh, and that's just perfect. That's exactly what you want to see, is that hook set right there on the top lip with these swim baits here. And if you can tell, I got a little fluorocarbon leader here. I'd like to use that with the braid. It's not necessarily essential. I think it helps with visibility, but you don't have to. Just tie it straight onto your braid. You'll be fine. But yeah, just a great hook set on this. This is a nice average sized bass for back here in South Carolina. And hopefully we can get a bunch more of these. Very healthy bass. Very excited about that. All right, let's cast again. There we go. Now I'm keeping leverage on him by keeping my tip up and keeping the line taut. There we go. Another nice bass. Lift him up. I try to keep them off the ground as much as possible. Lifting them up like that. I use braided line on these bait casting rods and reels, and that way you can just kind of lift them right on over and fish faster. I recommend a net too, but you just can't fish quite as fast if you're always reaching down for a net. And so if you just lift them up like that and lip them just like this, don't bend your hand like that. Keep it straight. It's tough on them when you bend your hand, so keep them vertical like this. And if you're catching them deeper, I really recommend getting low to the water and working their tails and helping them get back out. We're catching them in maybe 4 feet of water, and they're super healthy, they're super active, so just dropping them back down, they're gonna be fine. Just be conscious of that. If you get anything floating or things like that, bring them back in, work its tail, and get it back out there. Oh, and there was a fish jumped right out there, so we're gonna target right to the side of that. There he is. right there. There he is. Oh, how about that for accuracy, huh? Whew. Oh, they are just on fire this morning. Oh, another healthy bass. Look at that. Whew, that's a little bit bigger. Got a big bucket mouth. And when I'm feeling those thumps right there, right after I get that first thump, I'm setting this hook hard because these are big bass and I got to get this hook right there in the roof of their mouth. You see that hook set? That's a really good hook set. That's what you're looking for. So we're going to get him back out there, bud. Oh, and there's alligators down here and he's got a nice little alligator mark on the back of him. I'll show you in a sec. I can get this hook out. We set this hook a little too good. There we go. Right there on his back, and you see this alligator mark right there. You might not be able to see it with the sun, but yeah, another healthy bass. Beautiful fish. There we go. Now I'm just having a very consistent speed. Very consistent speed. This is a 6.3. This is gonna work most of your lures perfectly, and I'm just gonna keep reeling it in. I'll alter it a little bit. I'll try a little bit slower in the beginning after the drop, but what's really important is that after I get a hit and he doesn't take, I keep my speed up. I don't slow down because they're in tune with that rhythm, with that motion, with that consistency, and when you slow it down, it throws them off, okay? Because you're mimicking a bait fish. If you just hold it flat, it's gonna spook them. So you gotta stay confident after you get that hit. Don't freeze. Just keep doing what you were doing, whatever rhythm, whatever pace, whatever speed that you were reeling in. Continue that speed until they come back. And if you don't get them, run through that line again at that exact same speed. Don't change anything. Now, if you've noticed, I've been doing really elongated casts. Usually I'm casting a little bit quicker, but I want to show you the motions. And it's a really big hint that I was given when I first started bait casting, was to just really slow things down and get big arcs going. You don't need to whip it. When you whip it, your spool's gonna go too fast. It's not gonna catch up with the line. It's not like a spinning reel in that regard. So just do really lengthy, overarching casts in the beginning.